Good morning, folks. This is a video tutorial of how to prepare your second draft for your monthly essay. Um, I'm going to have to use some older assignments, so your page will look a little bit different. For one, you won't choose anything from 2016. You'll only be choosing assignments from 2017. And the titles, of course, will look different, but otherwise it's pretty applicable. So in order to prepare your second draft, this is the paper that you're going to be bringing in on the Tuesday um, after you've made this draft and then done revisions to it based on the feedback you got. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose which of the drafts you're going to use. The first one you're only going to have 3 to choose from, provided you did all your assignments. And as the semester goes on, you'll have more to choose from. But you'll go ahead and choose one of them. I will go ahead and choose this first one from Blair. He is no longer attending school with us, so I don't think he will mind. And in this piece, you will have your response. So as I said in the instructions, you need to include the reading, you need to include the prompt, your response, and all the feedback that you got. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So first thing you need to do is go ahead and open up a blank doc in Google Docs. You can do this in Word, but I've tried it in Word, and there's a few things in Word that frankly are a little bit more difficult. So I think, this is one of the few times where Google Docs seems to actually be a little bit better than Word. So those of you who don't want to pay for Word, congratulations. This is going to be probably a little bit better. Sorry about this, you guys. I'm having a little bit of difficulty with my internet, but while that's firing up, I'm going to go ahead and start on this. Now remember, you guys, in order to copy on this page, you have to turn off annotation. It won't copy as long as annotation is on. So you go on ahead and turn off annotation. You can tell it's off when the annotation button is no longer orange. So once it's gray, you can go ahead and copy this piece and copy the entire thing. I know for some of you it's going to mean, oh my gosh, that's an awful lot to print. Well, that's why you're lucky that you have school. You can come in and print it with us, but it is still your job to do. So you highlight the whole thing and then you copy it. You come over here to your document and you paste it. Okay. You are welcome to leave those page numbers if you want to. I have a little bit of OCD, so I find it slightly annoying, but you will not lose any points for that. Now you go over to your response, okay? And you're going to be labeling everything on this piece. So, for example, right here, I will go ahead and title this Reading, and that will be the little title for that. Now I'm going to jump down to the bottom of this and give me a little bit of space. Notice that that's in italics right now, so I'm going to take it off of italics. Now you go ahead and you copy the prompt and paste it right there. Then you copy your response and you paste it right there. For the last thing, and this is a little bit tricky because you're going to get some stuff that you don't want, you're going to do the reviews. Now, I like to have the rating, and even though it only says anonymous, I still like for you to have that, primarily because I really like the date that it was submitted. So you're going to copy this whole thing. I'm going to come down here, and for this one, you're going to have to write out peer reviews, and then you paste that. Now notice you get this goofy thing right here. Now that's not necessary, so you're going to remove all of that. Okay. I know it looks a little bit goofy, but don't worry, we'll get there. Then you go to the second of your responses, and again you copy. I know it looks like you have 3 peer edits from the same person, but don't worry, I'll know. And you print, or rather you paste, and then you get rid of that piece. And then in this case, Blair only got 3 reviews. If you only get 3, then that's all you can post. Copy and paste. And get rid of that piece. Okay, so now you have all of your information. A couple things I'm going to need you to do before you go ahead and make this useful. I will go ahead and make that larger. You're going to go on ahead and take this piece right here, and you're going to make it all of a certain formatting. So in Google Docs, it's actually kind of easy. You're going to come in here and you're going to select under Format, Clear Formatting. Okay, it's going to do a bunch of things for you here, but mostly it's going to end up looking almost all the same. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Scrolling through to just make sure everything looks all right. All right, it still looks pretty much like I want it to. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and make sure everything is normal text. All right, beautiful. So now you have, without revision, you have basically what you need to bring in on Tuesday. Okay, you have the reading, you have the prompt, you have your response, and then you have your feedback. Now you don't need to do anything with the reading. Like I said, if you are OCD2 and you want to get rid of the paragraph or page numbers, you can, but that's not necessary. I do, however, need you to go through and make all of your headings a little bit more visible. So you're going to go ahead and bold each of these. So I should have reading standing out. I should have prompt standing out. I should have your response standing out. And I should have peer reviews standing out. Okay, beautiful. All right, final thing you're going to do to make this a little bit more manageable is you are going to come onto this, you're going to go ahead and highlight the entire thing. All right, and you're going to make it a more manageable size. So while Arial is preferred by many people, I'm old school. I like Times New Roman. And 11 is wonderful. If you prefer 12, you can, but it's just going to take up a little bit more paper. And so, like I said, now you have pretty much everything you need to be able to turn in for some folks to give you some feedback. However, if you do this, they're going to just tell you some obvious things. Hopefully you notice this piece. You have, in this case, Blair has 3 pieces of feedback that he has not done anything with. So he is going to need to go ahead and make some changes to this piece in order to not get obvious feedback, which, yes, hurts your grade. So he's going to go through this guy and then make some of these changes. I'm not going to do that for him because it's not my job, but you will. So when you're done, whatever you copied and pasted should be revised. It should be an improvement on what you did before, primarily based on the feedback you got here. But if you're reading and you notice something that's not so great, you can change it now too. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you obvious feedback. One more thing, and this is going to slowly start to become more important to your grade. Always make sure to indicate paragraphs. There's 2 ways to do that. You either put an additional space between them. This is called block formatting. Or if you don't want to put an additional space, you indent. You don't do both, and you don't switch back and forth. This is very important, folks. This is one of those things that 9th graders, I suppose, we don't have to peel your fingernails off yet, but by 12th grade, if you're not doing this, This is sort of like misspelling your name. This is just something you're supposed to know. All right. The last thing you do before you bring it in, as should always be the case, is it needs your name. It needs a heading on it. So in this case, I will go ahead and write, let's see, here's Blair Maynard. Here is the date. Let's see, today's date is December 29, 2016. This is, the assignment for this is monthly essay draft 2. Okay, and then finally I will go ahead and put down that he is CP ELA 11. All right. Now, again, this is one of those kind of things that I am looking for in you guys. Headings never need to be bolded. So go ahead and fix that piece right there. And then you're done. Okay, now this is not a grade piece, but I will tell you that when you have something that is 8 pages like this, it is a good idea to go on ahead and put in page numbers. It just makes things easier. When you go ahead and print it, you're going to find that if you suddenly drop everything, putting it back in order this way is very easy, whereas putting it back in order, if you don't have page numbers, can be very challenging. All right, that is the monthly essay draft 1. I will go ahead and put down sample here. All right, good luck, folks.